Hey, how are you, everybody? Welcome to my reboot. Who would have thought I was going to have a reboot? 13 years later, here I am back on the internet doing a show, but in a little bit of a different version because back then streaming services were not what they are today. And had I had the, what did they say, foresight, I probably should have stayed on and I might be, Kardashian at this point, adopted. So this is going to be the Around the Beach with Lisa Fox reboot. Today, I am going to do my first reboot with a full disclosure. We're related. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so Lisa Fox
Okay.
is
Well, let me introduce you. Olivia Mock is my niece. She is the daughter of younger brother Peter, and I'm having her on the show today because she has started her own business, Instagram account, social media presence, check-in club. And talk about the history of your why you started this and what is check-in club.
yeah. Well, thanks for having me, Lisa. Honored.
And you were free.
Yes, I happen to be free today, which doesn't happen normally. I'm
No,
working on Mondays.
right?
Um, well, thank you for having me, Lisa. I am honored to be the first guest back on your reboot. This is very exciting.
It is.
Um,
Because you were
so
on the show back in the day. I think you had a
yeah,
little,
I
yeah.
mean,
I think you
probably
had a cameo.
I probably begged at that
You
point.
were sitting on the couch with me, I think.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry.
Um, but yes, check-in club is something that I've started. We're going on week 2, but check-in club is essentially virtual accountability, a sense of community, and somewhere for you to check in. And this is all regarding to your movement and your fitness journey. And I think check-in club is special because you don't have to be a part of something else already. You don't have to be on the same workout plan, be a part of the same gym, and be doing the same meal plan. And we don't have anything to sell you. And I think that's one of the biggest selling points in itself for check-in club because I'm not going to be contacting you every day asking you to buy this and that. It's just somewhere for you to show up, whether you can get an hour workout in, a mile walk, whatever it may be. And this whole concept kind of started because I've been moving around the last couple years, and I've been fortunate enough to make great friend groups wherever I've been. But there's always that part of me, that belongs in different places. And recently I was in a fitness studio in Savannah, Georgia at 6 a.m. I found this awesome place called Odium, which is in downtown Savannah. If you're ever in Savannah, check it out.
Oh, I
And
love
I was just
Savannah.
looking around and saw so many people, showing up. And I was like, wow, there are so many of us doing the same thing in different places. So why not come together in one place called the Check-in Club? And right now we're operating on GroupMe. We have a women's chat and a men's chat, and
Okay,
we
that was a question I had from someone that I live with who wants to know why he can't get on the check-in club. But can men get on the check-in club?
yes, men can absolutely get on the check-in club. We're in this kind of interim space where we're using GroupMe because we just signed our deal on an app with a developer.
Nice.
So before June 1st, if all goes well with licenses and getting things approved for the App Store and the Google Store, you will see Check-in Club on your own App Store very soon.
Wow, that's
So
exciting.
it is exciting. And that separation, just to clarify, in the meantime, because we're operating on such tight group chats, I want to cultivate a safe space for anyone who may be just getting back into that fitness journey. Any postpartum moms who might not feel comfortable sharing, their movement experience with the opposite sex as of right now. But the Check-in Club app is going to be 100% unisex, inclusive to everybody, and there will be different avenues called communities in which you can enter if you'd like to be more private about your check-ins.
That's super exciting. That's amazing, Liv. That's fast. You really
Yeah.
got this going. So,
Yeah.
what do you think the momentum has been?
I mean, initially, I think I had a lot of support from friends and family who probably saw that this was something, very genuine because of my passions in life. And obviously, I got that support quickly. But the biggest surprise were people that I don't know coming out of different places. And even in our group, me as of today, check-in club's been live for about 9 days, I want to say, and we have 120 people in the women's group me, and I don't know, probably 40 of them.
Wow.
So it's reached people, and I think there's a stigma around posting on social media sometimes when you're moving your body that someone might be trying too hard and people shy away from it because they think people don't care. But check-in clubs provided a space to where we do care and people are going to interact with you and going to, positively reinforce that movement no matter what that looks like. So I think that's kind of been the biggest draw.
What do you think? Do you think this is a place just for young ladies? What do you see it as? What is your vision?
My vision from the start was just somewhere for my whole vision was to provide a place where everybody feels like they can check in.
Hmm.
And that's why I emphasize, movement may look like a walk to somebody else, and another person may be doing an hour CrossFit lift. And that's okay. And they're both different. And whatever your movement looks like to you, I want to provide a space to check in. And so I think fitness can be really intimidating.
Yeah.
And I think we compare ourselves to somebody else who might be in a different place. And the whole, encouragement behind that is just we're doing away with the comparison and we're doing away with you have to meet XYZ criteria for it to count as movement. We
Right.
should be celebrating people for moving in any way, shape, or form.
This is a good way also to bring people together, even on a level of emotional stuff that's going on.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
that was something, long term, once we see the app through and different things, as you know, Lisa, I'm very passionate about people being sober or people checking in on their mental health or different things like that because of various things that our family's been through and things that I've seen and I could see
That's
check.
another show. That's another show.
Yeah, that's another show. You have to pay extra for that one, not a free
Yeah, that
subscription.
one's going to be a pay-per-view.
Right. But long term, I could see check-in club, definitely having different categories of
Yeah.
ways that you can check in. So
Yeah, I saw it. Like, I think that too. I mean, watching it, I'm a much older person in your demographic probably, but like I've gotten such sweet likes from people who when I post something and I like yesterday posted me baking chocolate chip cookies after playing pickleball. But that was, I wasn't able to take my photo at the time
yeah,
when I was playing pickleball. So I just made sure I just checked in. I wanted to just check in.
yeah,
And, there is something affirming to getting that kind of attention. A like is a like.
yeah. And I think that's one of the biggest things because it's not check-in club is not just about posting yourself doing a workout just to say like, look at me, I did it. It's about that community of, feeling seen and being cheered on. And I think showing up really matters in every way of life. But I
Yes.
think I'm seeing, I mean, I work out pretty consistently. It's something that I prioritize for myself, but there have been days since we started this where I'm like, I don't feel like it. And I look at my phone and see other people checking in and I'm like, I can do it too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's definitely a way to motivate yourself and to motivate others.
yeah,
How quickly this has already been so accepted is pretty amazing for you. You must be excited.
I'm really excited. And for me, a big thing about it was with every picture I post or video that I post on the check-in club page, like my biggest goal is I don't want to force anything. And I think that's what the best surprise to me has been is it's come very natural. And I don't think that's attributed to me. I just think because of the way that people have bought into it, it's made it a very natural process. And I love, like, I truly sit there and scroll and look at every check-in and I cry and
Aw.
it's
Yeah, it's
it's awesome.
exciting. When
Yeah.
you start to see something like this, which is just a bulb in your head that goes off, and like you said, you were in a gym in a different place that you weren't living at the time,
Yeah.
and you looked around and you appreciated what you saw, and you realized, wow, this is a community. And when you have an idea and you can make that idea start to track, and then you turn it into a business, that's amazing. And I
Yeah.
and I think that's what you have here.
And I think something that gave me the motivation just to start was, and I talked about this in one of my videos, was just I don't feel like I can fail at this point because at the very least, if it fails, and I talked about failure not really failure obviously exists in certain forms, but you start over or you try again. And so for me, if this doesn't work out, or if people, didn't bite at it or take interest in it, at the very least, I brought people together to cheer each other on. So that's a win.
Absolutely. These things take time, obviously, to build up, and it becomes word of mouth, and it will become more and more popular. Having the app will be definitely easier because a lot of people love using an app.
Yeah.
They'll probably, I'm sure you're going to be adding in ways of keeping track of what they're doing,
Yeah.
tracking their workouts, tracking their
Yeah.
whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
And also for you, it's probably great because it makes you a little bit more independent of what you already do for your living, sort
Mhm.
of going into another part of that.
Yeah.
You are a graduate of Liberty University. You graduated during the pandemic.
Yes.
You have a degree in journalism, I believe.
Digital media performance, which is a broadcast journalism degree at Liberty. So,
So you were tracking probably in a very different way at that time period in life.
yeah.
Probably got off course because of the pandemic. So I think this is a really great way to sort of bring that together, bring
Yeah.
it back.
And I think for me, that's been cool because I do love that part of what I studied. And unfortunately, like you mentioned, graduating during COVID, I didn't necessarily go the route that I thought I was going to go, which happens very often in life, pandemic aside. So it's been cool to see some of those things that I spent 4 years working on come a little bit full circle. And back to your point on the app, away, I wanted to mention this because I think this is an exciting aspect of the app is you have the ability to set your own goals. And
Hmm.
that's one of the main things that I found very important about starting Check-in Club is I'm not going to force this on anybody. So whether you start small or you start big, you can set your goal of how many times you want to check in.
Hmm.
That will be an option that you have, and the reminders will be completely optional if you want to be, reminded, hey, you're not quite at that goal yet. You can be, but if not, you can toggle those off. So there are some very exciting things coming in the app that will help you track your goals, and I think people will really like.
I think that's great. I really am excited to see how far you can take this. As a woman business owner myself, when you get an idea and you have a passion for it, it's so exciting and you just get riled up because you're like, it's so motivational. It's so exciting because you're on the cusp of something different and fun. You haven't seen it before or it hasn't been brought to you. Now you're bringing it to people. So I think that's great. Congratulations to you.
Thank
And
you.
any other news that you want to talk about? Is there some sort of a merch contest or something?
Oh, yeah. So starting today, Monday through Saturday, April 19th, if you check in, you will be automatically entered into, the raffle or giveaway contest, if you will, to win one of Check-in Club's first trucker hats. Uh,
Wow.
I happen to think are very cute. And then every additional time that you check in throughout the week, that's an extra entry. So you have to be a
Excellent.
part of the group me's though in order to compete for that
Okay.
giveaway.
So that's joining into the Instagram club, and then you're invited in. You have to be accepted into the club.
Everybody is automatically invited, but you have to be accepted just because of the safety parameters regarding check
Yeah,
club.
there is a lot of trolls out there, which is so weird. The minute I started my website for Pickleball Chick, the same thing happened. I was getting like random people, well, I think they're bots, wanting to befriending me. And I'm
Yeah,
like, this is really crazy. And then you get
yeah,
like weird messages, and that scares people.
yeah. We did accept one. I admitted in the beginning I was a little bit overly excited to accept people who wanted to join.
Yeah.
Uh, just messaging people on the side, just saying hi and different things, but they were automatically booted. So
Bye to you.
yeah,
So the check-in club is just check-in club on Instagram.
on Instagram we're check period in period club. On
Okay.
TikTok, Check-in Club, one word.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll send that to me so I can put it on the on my Instagram and I'll put it on this video on YouTube. We're gonna reload this up on YouTube. All right. Well, that's
Woo!
great, Liv. Anything else you want to tell me?
Not
I
right
think we
now.
covered a lot.
Yeah, we did cover a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to post what I can regarding the app just to keep people excited and engaged until we are at our launch date. But I encourage everyone to stick around until then. It's going to be awesome.
When do you think the app will be ready?
We're
Sometime in June?
hoping the latest June 1st.
It's a process to get the app going.
Yeah, we're working right now on getting our license through the App Store and different things. And then once the app is finished, we have to get approval. And then once we get approval, we'll be rolling.
Oh my gosh, wow, that's really exciting. Super cool.
And
Well,
the
I
app
will
is
be
100% free.
excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, girl. Well, I love you. I'm
Love
proud of you.
you. Thank you.
And thank you for coming on my reboot.
Of course. I'm
It
thrilled
was
to be here.
amazing having you.
Thank you
Maybe
so
we
much.
could do another family show, really.
That would be something.
We'll get real accountability on there.
Right, right.
All right, Liv. Thank you for coming on. I wish you lots of luck with Check-in Club. I'm a member.
He is a
I
member.
I'm
Confirmed.
checking in. I checked in today. I did my 4 mile walk check.
You go. I love it.
Yeah. Yes. All right, girl. Love you.
Love you.
We'll talk outside.
Make sure you hit stop record.
I'm going to right now.